Okay, so hey guys, it's Fofo Tsukiyomi and I'm being joined by Leoking today. Say what's up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm listening for my first time, but first time for everything. Hello, everyone. Okay, my intro stuff.
You're all good, bro. So today we're doing Chris Prince versus Mike Snuffy, the world's number 2 versus the world's smartest brain. So it's gonna be a good one. So I'm gonna talk about Mark Snuffy's feats real quick. He is a champion of Italy, as he's won it with his best friend multiple times, and he's just him. He also has like the biggest brain. He has metavision, and his basic core of football is jiu-jitsu, as he's very well-rounded with his refined ball keeping skills, as he's shown against Noah and Isagi, and also his infinite design plans as he's used for Ubers. Now you want to talk about Chris Prince?
Right, so Chris Prince 170 of the manga.
Damn, that's a good memory, yeah.
They'll show me in chapter 180 with a philosophy of the strongest body will get you through the world. His ability is so good that he's on par with the world number 1, the world now. And give it a little bit of time, I don't. So yeah, you're up next.
Alright, so first we're gonna get into the 5 parts of today's video, being strength. Now for Mark Snuffy, his strength feats are basically his jiu-jitsu fighting skills, as he really doesn't get into much physical one-on-one encounters, except when he's able to hold off Noah when Bao's about to score, as he pushes him aside. I guess you could call his strength similar to Karasu when he keeps everyone away from the ball, and like he uses his hand movements similar to Karasu to just keep them at bay and then pass it to the next person. So strength feats, he doesn't show much, but he should be strong if he's really good at jiu-jitsu and then applies them to football. Now Chris Prince's turn.
Okay, so Chris Prince, he was shown he had made an impact as soon as he joined in the game. He was able to pull off a shot. He was able to pull off a shot in the game. He was able to stop because of his metavision and predictability. And he was so dangerous, he had to be marked by Noah for like the whole half of his 3 minutes. I was able to overpower Kaiser in a physical battle because, well, that isn't really a competition, but Kaiser was shown to be able, was grunting when he was being pushed against by Chris to give up the reference.
Yeah, Chris Prince definitely flexed his strength more than Snuffy for sure. I really enjoyed the battle between him and Kaiser. It was really a good one. And now we gotta go into the jumping feats, but before that, who do you think wins in strength, Snuffy or Chris Prince?
Both players are really good. Snuffy was able to pull out Noah. He was really strong with his jiu-jitsu. But, I mean, in his current match against Manshine, against Ubers, they lost against 3-1. So, I give this one to Snuffy.
Oh, that's interesting. I would also give it to Snuffy because they both did relatively well in terms of strength against Noah, but in terms of the strength, there's the physical mind and the mental mind, and although Chris Prince does have more raw power, I would assume the way Chris Prince just uses his strength is just way more better, I believe. And now it's endurance time. For Mark Snuffy, it's really hard to say how you can test his endurance, but he does play like nearly every position. He can play every position except for goalkeeper. If he plays goalkeeper, that's just too insane, man. Italy is cracked. But basically he can just play at any position. He can lead the team from anywhere he wants to and at a high degree. And he can keep up the metavision the whole time. And you know, metavision exhausts your brain a lot. So his peripheral vision, keeping that up with his insane on the ball counters. And if you know how Ubers work, they always attack so fast that they give the opponents no time to think, which has to be insanely critical. Alright, Chris Prince's turn.
Okay, so Chris Prince is a player that is built for endurance, and a player who's not only meant to be pushed against. Okay, sorry, hold on. So, Chris Prince is a player who's physically built strong, very strong, and his endurance is a push up through the roof. Well, I can't really say much because he hasn't played in a 90 minutes game before, but his endurance is up there with the rest of like the master striker next such. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, and I would like to say the one last thing about Chris Prince. You know the panel with him with the stand from JoJo? Like he has a big armor thing. Like he had to run all the way back. That was an insane feat to stop Yukimiya's shot. That was beautiful. So who do you think is gonna win in the battle of endurance? Snuffy or Chris Prince?
Well, Snuffy has made him take a lot of strain on his brain and his eyes. So when Chris goes this, well, when he goes on the field, he's just supposed to be running up and down the field. So I give this one to Snuffy because of meta vision can over the body experience. So I give this one to Snuffy.
Yeah, I really wanted to give it to Chris Prince because his body is 100%, but this one is a tough one because metavision is an insane thing to keep under check, and I don't think Chris Prince does have metavision because the way Noah was also intrigued by metavision, I don't think both of them have it. So this one is a very tough one. Oh, this is actually tough. Like, give me your best argument on why Snuffy's gonna win this one, and then I'll give you my best argument on Chris Prince.
Okay, so we're talking about endurance. So Snuffy was okay. So Mick, Snuffy's friend Mick, was said to be a speedster type player, and Snuffy's meta vision worked, and they managed to win the championship. Their championship in the chapter. They showed the final. I don't know, but it was shown that Snuffy was able to score a goal against whatever team he was playing against, and he was able to keep up with Mick, which is the speedster type player. So around 90 minutes in a game, able to keep up his meta vision for the whole match. I give this one to Snuffy.
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that chapter. And yeah, I forgot how that went out. I just know they won. But yeah, Chris Prince, we haven't seen him in a 90-minute game, so we don't know how well he would perform. I'm assuming he should be able to play at nearly 100% the way he keeps fit, but to use metavision and still play 100%, yeah, we're gonna have to give this one to Snuffy. And now the next one is the jumping category. Snuffy has this Eagle Hawk eye where he intercepted that one lob between Yukimiya and Isagi, and then he has another jumping feat where he just jumped over Kaiser to intercept the ball. So his jumping feats are actually insane as he can nearly jump over any player. I think Noah's taller than Kaiser, so I doubt he would be able to win an aerial battle against Noah. So that it may be just how tall you are, but his jumping feats are pretty insane, jumping over Kaiser like that.
Okay. Crispin hasn't really shown any jumping in his matches so far, but it was shown in chapter 170 that his jumping is at 100%. But we haven't really seen him jump or anything that much. So I would give this one to Snuffy, in a fair part.
Right. In terms of showcase abilities, I think it would go to Snuffy because we haven't even seen Chris Prince jump once. The best jumping thing you would see is just him kicking it up, but that's not jumping. And then the one other thing before the ego term is the speed, like how fast they can be on and off the ball. Now for metavision users such as Snuffy, you have to be very good with speed because you have to be able to analyze the off the ball movements. Like your off the ball movements have to be very insane for metavision to work. That way you can get to that point like he already talked about with Isagi and the chapter where he barely missed the ball under free selection, like your reflexes lead you to getting a good goal, which happened when he showed a bit of metavision beating Rin and Shido. So off the ball movement is very critical, and Snuffy's passes to his teammates are very fast as they give their opponents no time to think. So I think Snuffy's speed with the ball and off the ball has to be very insane.
Okay, so when the Chris Prince, here we go. Chris Prince as an offensive, his offensive is very impressive, but during his full time, his 3 minutes, he was being fully marked by Noah. So he was shown to be very offensive and defensive at sometimes. In Corona, in chapter, in chapter 203, 202, he was able to run into the pass course and was about to stop it before Noah came in to stop him. So I can't really give him too much, but I'm going to have to give this one to Snuffy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Snuffy as well. Snuffy does dominate, except for the last thing, which is kind of scary, which is ego. In terms of ego, I think past Snuffy would have had more of an ego than compared to like the nowadays Snuffy, because in Blue Lock, the main core is ego and scoring goals, right? So Snuffy, he just wants the team to be a single organism and have the striker score the goals. But in terms of his own ego, he was really talking about how Bao's dreams is a waste of time, and how he was still a little kid before when he was asking if he needed his help when Bao was about to score. And then the way he makes it seem like a job because his best friend did die, that can take a massive hit to your ego. So I think Snuffy's ego isn't really as great compared to everyone because of his friend's death, but it does get uplifted by Bao when he says he wants to succeed him, not as his successor, but as someone who defeated him.
Okay, over to me. His friend's ego is very well. Let's just say he doesn't really have that much, but his ego is to beat Noah and become number one. I can't really say much about his ego, but he cares about being number one, and that's about it. He doesn't have any goal or anything, but Noah is the only goal, which is good. I don't know if there will be a Premier League arc, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
In the manga, and they'll be shown to be playing against each other, number one spot, but I can't really say too much, but I'm not thinking it's going to Snuffy again.
This one I would have to give to Chris Prince because I don't know how much of an ego Snuffy would have, and especially since he isn't a egotistical striker, he's more of a well-rounded player. I feel like in terms of striker ego, Chris Prince would have it. And you did say something about the Premier League. I think it would be the Champions League because Noah plays for Bayern München, which is in Germany, and Chris Prince plays for England. I do think there will be a Champions League arc right before the actual World Cup. So after the U20, I think they'll do a Champions League arc because I can't imagine Isagi versus Rin this time being the final one. I can't just imagine it.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see that, but like we really don't know what the author is really cooking up when he's drawing these.
Yeah, I don't live beside him or have info like that. So sadly, we're gonna have to rate. Sadly, I do have to give this one to Chris Prince because in terms of striker ego, Chris Prince has just shown more of it compared to Snuffy. I think Snuffy had more in the past and will get better with his ego as he continues playing now because of Barrow, but as of right now, it has to be Chris Prince. So in terms of the physicalities, Snuffy wins this one 4-1. Now let's get into like their weapons. Now for Snuffy, he has Metavision and he has Jujutsu, which is very well explained as Jujutsu is a world of boxing, and I'm actually not good when it comes to like Jujutsu and Taijutsu. I'm not good at explaining it, but it's basically well-rounded body fighting movements. And compare that to your Metavision where you have to use peripheral vision to understand the whole plane. Jujutsu just applies very well to Metavision, and the way he just responds to the field and being claimed to be number one by Noah himself is a huge weapon. Now what is Chris Prince's weapons and abilities?
weapon is his new knuckleball shot, which is so very good in an area where the goalkeeper cannot read the trajectory or where it's gonna land. Which is kind of good, which is kind of crazy, in which Gagamaru is so good at reading and understanding the situation, analyzing, and stopping the shot like he did against Barrow. But only Metavision users were able to keep up with it, as in how Isagi was able to stop it in the non-shot match. And as in abilities, well, I would say his other abilities is from physique to be able to win 1v1s and steal the ball and, well, very much score goals if he wasn't being marked by Noah the whole time. But yeah, I say that's his only thing he has going for him as of now, but yeah.
Yeah, speaking of 1v1s, that's where we're heading to next. Who would win in a 1v1? Snuffy or Chris Prince?
So, Chris Prince, very strong, but Snuffy's jiu-jitsu would be able to pull him off, and Snuffy would be able to pass what opening teammate. So, we don't know how much Chris is aggressive when pressing an opponent, but it was shown that Noah was able to press Snuffy and was successful in that. So I would give that to Snuffy.
Snuffy wouldn't be able to pass in this situation as it is 1v1, but my take on it is Snuffy can still score against Chris Prince, as I don't think Chris Prince can stop a Metavision user, but Chris Prince can't score against Snuffy, as Snuffy is very capable of playing any position except for goalkeeper, unless they reveal it to us later. So if Snuffy can score and stop Chris Prince thanks to his Metavision and his Jiu-Jitsu arts, Snuffy easily takes this one. Now, the second area that it impacts is how they would do on a team against each other.
For Chris Prince, he would do very good as center forward, because if he were to be pressed by someone, he could easily win that and just get the ball and score. Because he's very good at, his physique is very strong, and he can very much outpace the other player and outblitz them and get the ball before them. As in for Snuffy now, Snuffy he would do very good because of his metavision and his jumping ability. He will be able to scan the fields for any mostly anomaly on the field that's kind of, if it's in his way, he'll be able to scan the field, predict plays before it happens, and stop them. He fit his goal. His position on the field would be around like an attacking midfielder, and yeah.
I feel like he would play central midfield because it just is the perfect position to control the whole pitch. So I feel like he would just be taking control of the whole pitch and being like, what he normally does for Uber is just making everyone better around him. So yeah, I think Snuffy has to win that one. And unlike both the other versus videos I've done, these two are coaches, so we're gonna do like who is the better coach. And this one should have been hard except for the last chapter. Chris Prince's value as a coach went down because he writes Nagi way too much. Like when Agi's trying to do something, he tells everyone to just pass it to Nagi, which disrupts the flow. And I think they've been running this same formula for like the whole Neo Eagoless League, which is not healthy. As a coach, you should be able to make adjustments determining on the previous game.
So I'll talk about Snuffy now? Okay.
Yeah.
Snuffy is a very good master because he comes up with tactics and plays that will suit the team good, but there's something that would be bothering me because it's all about individuality in BLUELOCK, but that's not really working for Ubers. I say Barra and Lorenzo are the only two players that stand out in Ubers. Everyone else are just there to...
Barrow and who?
And Lorenzo.
Oh, Lorenzo.
Individual players.
I think IQ did his good job too, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Snuffy hasn't been teaching, but he only teaches tactics and his players has to adapt to them. And pretty much, yeah.
Well, Chris Prince is more hands-on as he physically helps them to get to their goals that they desire. But at the same time, Isagi did mention in one chapter that he has the blue lock ideal of leading to one goal scorer and everyone just having a presence and one creative maker. But I still don't think that's enough to beat Snuffy, because if you can't adjust as a coach, if every team figures you out, like how you saw the English translation, right? To the latest chapter. Yeah, they said activate what do they call Nagi? The Prodigy? I think it's the Prodigy defense. They had a whole system for Nagi himself. So they make adjustments for sure. So that means they're gonna be able to stop the teams. And Chris Prince doesn't make adjustments. So the only value Chris Prince has over Snuffy is the fact that he would get them good sponsorship deals, as like Yuki Miya would probably get a good one in chapter 205. That was funny with them in the suits and everything. But yeah, realistically, Snuffy has to win that one.
Snuffy is really good at that, because he was like able to make our tactic to shut down the goalkeeper's line of view and they go sneaking a shot, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he enabled Barrow to have goal hunter. I think he did teach that to him in the backflash where Snuffy and him played 1v1. So like without that, I don't think Barrow would have got a goal hunter. And I think Isagi did help Nico and IQ get Metavision, but I feel like they still would have adapted to Metavision or got close to it by the end of the NEL, as they kept on really doing well. But yeah, Snuffy did help them.
He did help, yeah. As in for Nico was using Metavision subconsciously, but this isn't a Nico video, so I'm going to leave that for another.
Yeah, and the only we could see Chris Prince teaching was the golden formula, as he did help Chigri achieve that to himself, which is the only player to do it. But yeah, to round it up, in the physicals, Snuffy destroys Chris Prince 4-1, and in terms of like who is better in different categories, Snuffy destroys Chris Prince with a good 3-0. Thank you, Mr. Leo King, for joining me today. It was very fun talking to you about this topic, as it's not been on YouTube as much.
Yeah, same. Well, I'm not really a BLUELOCK YouTuber, but I watch BLUELOCK very much, and I very much love it. And I would love to like make more videos with you if you're cool with that. But
I'm cool with that. Anytime.
Alright, no problem. Alright. Peace, YouTube. Peace, everyone who watched this video. Make sure to sub, like, hit that bell, so you'll be notified when he drops another video. And well, until next time.
Let us know if you want more collabs between us, and have a good one.